The desire to bring people back to life is very old. In the Bible is described a story discerning a similarity to artificial ventilation in a passage from the books of Kings. Other sign of death is a fall in body temperature. The oldest procedures used body rewarming and mechanical stimulation for an arousal from elusive sleep. A blasting leather bag was used for resuscitation at the turn of 15th and 16th centuries. However, the lack of anatomical and physiological knowledge reduced its efficacy significantly. An inversion method of resuscitation involving hanging the patient by the feet was described in ancient Egypt 3,500 years ago. In 1767, Dutch Human Society published guidelines for resuscitation of victims of drowning, followed by a Royal English Human Society, which was established in 1774. Another method was introduced in 1773. During rolling over a barrel, there occurred some gas exchange in the lungs of the victim. Barrel method was replaced by bouncing on a trotting horse in 1812. This horse was an essential part of equipment in every first aid station. In 1858, Dr. H. R. Sylvester described a method of artificial ventilation, and in return for that was eventually awarded by Golden Medal of Royal Medical Society in 1883. The Holger-Nelson technique, described in the first edition of the Boy Scout Handbook in the US in 1911, introduced a form of artificial respiration where the victim was laid on their front. Dr. Safar, in 1956, initiated in Baltimore an extensive research on efficacy of various modalities of artificial ventilation. As the most effective method was evaluated mouth-to-mouth ventilation presented by Safar and Elam. In 1960, Cohen-Hoven, Judd and Knickerbocker published their method of external chest compressions on an animal model of ventricular fibrillation. An international European Resuscitation Council was then established to improve the quality of CPR procedures. European Council evaluates every 5 years new scientific publications and accordingly modifies its guidelines for CPR. The recommendations were updated last time in 2005.